What is the one way to sell me on the little troll dolls that they used to make? Make it a musical. Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell and this is once again coming from my apartment. Now today we are going to be talking about the film Trolls. Now this is a film which I honestly had my issues with. Seeing the trailers at least. When I saw the trailers for this film, I thought it was just going to be kind of a dumb movie in there, and just kind of just trying to stretch the idea of what a movie should be at this point. But that changed a little bit after seeing it. Now, this is from DreamWorks. They have made fantastic things. They're probably the next best studio for animation outside of Pixar at this point, so you know that they're going to make good stuff, and they do deliver. We have the general idea of this film being that there is this very happy troll named Poppy, and there's this fairly sarcastic and kind of not as happy troll named Branch. One day when these giants called Bergens, basically giant trolls, come around and try to eat up all the trolls, Poppy and Branch have to go on an adventure to save their friends, and we have our movie. Now the film stars Anna Kendrick, Justin Timberlake, Zooey Deschanel. We have this film which contains all these really good singers in it. So for some reason it did not click in my mind that this was going to be a musical. I knew that there were going to be songs in the film, but I thought they were just going to be like background things, like kind of how like Zootopia was, just like at the end where they had like a concert happening and they just have songs going over what's happening. I didn't realize this thing was going to be musical, so when it like clicked in my head like half an hour into the film when they kept doing songs that this was a musical, I got really excited, because if you know anything about me, it's that I'm a huge fan of musicals. And I really enjoyed the songs in this film because they really fit with the characters. There's one in particular, or there's a couple, but there's one in particular with Anna Kendrick soloing where she's just going off on her adventure, which I thought was just really, really cute. And then there's one towards the end which is just extremely heartfelt and touching, and she got me teary-eyed a little bit. So they do really good work with the musical scores, and these are fantastic singers, and I thought they all nailed their individual parts in this film. The animation also looks fantastic. I really had no issues with any of the character designs. All the trolls look very unique in their own style. There's one which is very glitter-based and kind of auto-tuned, and then there's Poppy, there's Branch, and the idea that if you kind of lose your happiness, or if you're not really in tune with that, you basically become gray and you lose your color. And I thought that was a really interesting way to kind of showcase depression to an extent, or at least some sort of variation on that. And then Anna Kendrick and Justin Timberlake, they voiced the two main characters, Poppy and Branch, and I thought their chemistry was really, really good on screen, because it is kind of the typical chemistry that you see with these adventure-esque films, where you got one who's really ambitious and not really aware of what the real world is. They have one person who's so in tune with what the real world is that they're kind of a downer. And so I thought that their chemistry just worked really well on screen. I like seeing them together, and yeah, their chemistry just continued to evolve over the course of the film, and it just worked really, really well. And then even the Bergens, the main villains of the film, who are trying to eat the trolls to produce some sort of happiness. Apparently in their lives, they are not aware of how to be happy, and so the only thing that's caused that is by eating trolls, and so that's why they're the main villains, so that's why they're trying to eat the trolls. And yet the film doesn't ultimately make them really villains. They're just kind of unfortunate people who don't know how to be happy, and when another means to become happy is introduced to them, it becomes kind of an interesting situation, because it kind of changes the tone of the film, and that does ultimately kind of become one of my issues with the film ultimately as well. And while I liked humanizing and not having just two-dimensional villains who are just like mindless creatures trying to eat the trolls, it does give them kind of a personality and kind of just makes them more interesting. It does cause the film to slow down a little bit towards the end, especially when they get to like the main hub or main base or town of the Bergens. It does kind of, it just slows down for the movie. When it was very, very fast-paced, very, very good up until that point. It had really good humor, and the humor kind of slows down a lot of the time as well. in favor of kind of the secondary story, which I don't know was entirely necessary. But guys, ultimately Trolls was a huge surprise for me, especially it being a musical, and so I ended up really having a fun time with this movie. A lot more than I was expecting to. Again, Anna Kendrick, Justin Timberlake, Zoe Deschanel, they all blew their roles out of the park, as did every other voice actor in this film. Animation looked great, and I just really enjoyed the story and the chemistry of Poppy and Branch. I thought that was easily the most entertaining and charming part of the film itself. Guys, those are my thoughts on Trolls. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Once again, if you so choose, I'd appreciate it immensely. And as always, smart people, my name is Nick Pell. And once again, keep on watching.